Hey, yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to your weekly drip check. And this week, we've got some phenomenal sets. We got a couple of submissions here. And if you want to submit your fashion, all you gotta do is go down in that description and join that Discord there. Drop your fashion into the Fashion is the Endgame channel, and you may have a chance to get yourself featured in a future upload. Now, we've got a couple of submissions, and for myself, my goal here was to embrace this 2-week Iron Banner rotation and deck myself out in some phenomenal Iron Banner drip. And that's something that I will always give my praises to Iron Banner for, is the armor just so damn beautiful. If you really like to embrace the fantasy side of Destiny's lore and whatnot, and just deck yourself out in some medieval drip, Iron Banner brings it full force. And one last thing, subscribe if you want to. It's free. Without further ado, let's jump into some of these sets. So starting off here with my Hunter, I wanted to do something that was going to fully embody that knight look, something that was completely metal plated, looked fierce, didn't want to have a cloak on it. I wanted to have that shiny, beautiful head sticking out for the world to see. And this was our final product. Of course, it is super black. I know some people might be a little bit critical of that point, but this works with so many other shaders. Kare Black here has a nice silver tone to it, nice shiny silver. If I'm being completely honest, almost any Iron Banner shader works phenomenally well with every Iron Banner set. Like, you've got Rusted Iron here, which just looks absolutely fierce. Iron Strength, which is a little bit of a duller version of that Rusted Iron. Copper and Blood works really well too. Mercurian Sunrise, Iron to Steel, and damn, even the Descendant Vex Chrome looks not half bad. You've got Golden Trace, Iron Battalion, Iron Wolf. I mean, when it comes to shader options here, your opportunities are endless. Mercury Prophetic, not half bad. Now it can be debatable on which chest piece to use. I wanted to use the Iron Forerunner vest here just because it has that flame in the center there. And with the super black, the contrast of the fire to the black just looks so goddamn mean. Like, oh! Let's move on to our next one. So as you may have noticed, that previous set did not have an exotic included with it, and that's just because I was going purely fashion here. Now, something that I would use in a PvP match would be Worm Husk. So I threw on the Acolyte's Ambition ornament for it, and then I went with the Copper and Blood top to bottom. This one's a little bit more of a bulky look as opposed to the previous one that was a little more slim. This guy's looking like he's a bit chunky, a little angry. This guy's bringing the pain. He's got Fiery Fists of Rage. And there's something about the way that Copper and Blood adds that like silver lining to everything on here, making it look a little tarnished, but at the same time a little shiny. Overall, just a clean look. That dark maroon color on the hood there, or crimson, whichever you prefer. The blood aspect of the Copper and Blood. And then with the helmet here, I decided to put on Envious Touch because I wanted to have an orange glow inside there. You can also do something that's like black and blue, because blue and red are sort of complementary colors, so you can get a nice contrast on that. Overall, I just think running with the Envious Touch works pretty damn nice too. Now let's move on to our first set of submissions. This here is from Cameron Duke, following the same sort of vibe, dare I say, the sort of Iron Banner, sort of fantasy, mythical, medieval style, if you will. And this one bordering along a little bit of that horror route with that Cloak of the Taken King there, the candles dripping down the top there, the metal along the chest, legs, and arms, the little ties on the arms almost looking like scarabs, rocking the Assassin's Cowl's Armory Exhibition ornament, which just looks so daunting. There's like this subgenre of medieval style that makes things look creepy, and the Armory Exhibition for the Assassin's Cowl does not shy away from that. So absolutely phenomenal work here from Cameron Duke. And then moving on, we've got ourselves a Warlock, also from Cameron Duke here, which is looking, whoa, mighty mean. That spiky Resonant Fury helmet that looks just so damn nice. The Anthemic Invocation gloves, adding a little more of that spike factor there. Catch Killer's robes, making it look just oh so dapper. And the dark tones that are contrasted with that red there, bit of bronze. Woo! Brother's cooking. And our final submission from Cameron here, we've got a sort of European Titan with the Christocrine helm, Christocrine gauntlets, Virtuous plate, Reticule lock on the legs, decked down from top to bottom with the Ego Malign shader, which this shader is low-key a sleeper hit. Although it looks bright and white here, when it's in specific environments, it looks like it's plated with bone, which looks absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Cameron, for your submissions here. And on to our next set of submissions from Verse the One, a returning fashion extraordinaire. We've got another another purple hunter, which I just love this Valor at Dusk shader here. It works so phenomenally. It brings that aesthetic from the season of the Wish forward into anything you apply it to. And this one here's got some Orpheus rig fashion going on. And obviously with the Orpheus rig here, you're going to be using your Void Super plenty. And adding that visor to that helmet almost looks like it's like tracking in where it's shooting. It's like zeroing in on its target. Looking absolutely phenomenal. Up next, we've got some Lucky Pants fashion, which I'm a huge sucker for, including once again, here's some iron companion sleeves following along with that iron banner sort of vibe I was looking at. And this almost gives like some kind of woodland rogue vibe, like sort of Ewok-ish in a way. Motherfucker's like a Lorax. He speaks for the trees, and the trees say,
I'm your huckleberry. That's just my game.
Perfect. I love it. And in some way, it gives me a bit of that OG vibe, which I really like from D1. And finally, here we've got just a straight up fashion top to bottom look here with the Kairos function mask, Wild Hunt grasps, Reverie Dawn hauberk on the chest there, Catch Killer strides in the Pathfinder's hood, making great use of the Anyone's Game shader from Guardian Games, which you don't see very often. I don't see very many people using Guardian Games shaders, but here they're making it work. It gives me almost like a retro vibe, almost along the lines of what you see in some Atari promotional images with those red, yellow, and orange stripes on it. Very retro, very stylish, and once again, beckoning back to that D1 style that I just love so much. Looking very good here versus the one. Highly appreciate the submissions here. Looking great all around. Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this week's drip check. And once again, join that Discord server, drop your fashion in there, and we'll get you into a video. Because like I always say, fashion is the end game, so might as well embrace it, baby. I spend way too much time in that transmog screen. Anyways, leave a like if you like, subscribe if you wish. It's not mandatory, but it's always so appreciated. And take care. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Deuces.